Today is Jim Ork. You ready to go?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We forgot the flag.
It's right there.
Oh, there it is. Oh, man.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I think not. I think we want this one.
So we have a special song today. This is going to be run by Ricky right now.
People can sit down.
You can sit. Please be seated. This is also in honor of Nancy and the song.
This right here. 1 second. That. I think I just lost it. Carry on. I just lost it.
Okay.
Maybe
We
at the
will do
end.
a song next time we meet. Visiting Rotarians. I know we have several of them in the room. The first one that I want to introduce is my son-in-law, Nick, and I want everybody to give him a big Pleasanton Rotary thank you for bailing us out and bringing the pizza here today. Nick, brings the honor. Nick, you have a big voice, so you don't need this. Can you introduce your PNR cohort, sir?
Yeah. So we got Ed, Sean, and Darcy. We're all from PNR, and
Welcome, PNR.
I did find it.
I would like to introduce from the Rotary Club of Dublin in the category of electrical contractor, Bob.
wait a minute. Should have said it's from DR.
There. Bob, would you like to introduce Joyce?
Yes.
Speak loudly, please.
Fellow Rotarians and President Bill, I'd like to introduce the Chairman of the Board, Cheryl Household.
Do we have any other guests in the room?
Will join us here at Rotary.
Did we miss anyone? Okay. We're gonna move. Are you ready for the?
No, just go. Keep going.
Okay, no. So we're not gonna watch a video. We're
We
gonna do
have the RI video if you want.
let's
that
do
one.
the RI video, please. This is the clean water RI video. We have a new committee in our club called WASH, which is Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene. It's being led by the Harringtons. We've already completed, or we're working on one project, and we have our DDF allocated to do another project. So
Except I lost the volume all of a sudden. Just a
we'll see
second.
if we can get this video playing for you.
Just a moment. Golly, man. Always something. Keep going. I might come
Okay.
back to the volume is not escaping me. I don't know what's going on.
I get to blame my technology crew here. It's not me. So now we are going to induct Grace Nash as a member, and we're also going to do an introduction of Deanna and Brianna, who have already been inducted. So if the three of you could please come to the front of the room, then I'm going to ask Mr. Walters to say a few words.
Here we go.
I love you too, Sean.
Come on, everybody. And if you want to have their sponsors come up, that would be great. Bill Wheeler and Bob Shapiro would be great. All right, so we actually welcome to the club Deanna and Brianna a couple weeks back when we were at the park meeting, but we didn't introduce them to the club. So we're going to do that after I first introduce Grace, because Grace is our newest member who is in our first meeting as our club Rotarian. Grace is a financial advisor with Morgan Stanley in the Pleasanton office and has been with them for 14 years. She spent the last 6 years working in the Menlo Park office. Grace grew up in Pacific Grove in Carmel and wishes she was a better golfer. Don't we all wish we were better golfers? But still loves to get out and play golf. She also loves to snowboard. She likes to go to Tahoe every chance she gets, every weekend on ski season. She's a huge fan of Tahoe in the summer as well. She's a Giants fan, loves sports, loves softball. You can often find Grace riding around Pleasanton on her cruiser bike. In fact, I didn't think she had another vehicle when I first met her except the bike. But I think she does have, gets her a little further distance. Something interesting, funny about her first ever Rotary meeting was in Montego Bay, Jamaica, at the Rotary Club of Montego Bay. She was there with the Springdale, Arkansas Rotary Club to deliver wheelchairs, and she was invited to join the meeting while they were in town. The last few years, she's led Pleasanton Rotary North Turkey Burn Race on her bicycle. How do you do that on your bicycle? Okay, she traveled with a group organized by Bill Wheeler, and they built a baseball field for an orphanage in Mexico. Way to go, Bill. All right, this is why she joined Rotary. I'm going to put in her words. When I was commuting to Menlo Park, I didn't have time or capacity to be more involved in the Pleasanton community and give back to a place I love and now call home. Since moving my office back to Pleasanton during COVID, I wanted to surround myself with like-minded individuals in the community who are working together to make Pleasanton and the world a better place. I've also had a great fortune to be around Rotarians around the world, and I've always felt very welcomed in the Rotary community. And the areas of service, I think Bill has already recruited her to Club Fund, as I understand. And I somehow got her to agree to help me on the technical Avid stuff. So I'm really happy about that. Thank you, Grace. So we want to present you with a packet. It's got the 4-way test. There's actually a, excuse me. Here's your Rotary pin, Bill, if you want to help christen that on her. And this is supposed to have your name on it, but Kurt was out of town. So we're going to get that to you. But this is your membership certificate with some other Rotary swag. And did you already got a shirt? Okay, so we want to get you a shirt in your size and color. So make sure you go do that. And this packet is for you. You want to say anything real quick, Grace?
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Welcome. Okay, next we're with Deanna Armario. Am I saying your last name correctly? Yeah, great. Deanna started in real estate in 2002 after becoming a single mother of 3. She did accounting and payroll working for an engineering firm in San Francisco with a 2-hour commute. Deanna joined Keller Williams 18 years ago and loves where she works. She started as a solo agent and then hired an assistant. After experiencing success, she started helping others learn about real estate and formed a team. Her goal is to help as many families as possible get the dream of ownership. Her hobbies and interests, she likes hiking and being a part of nature. She grew up in a small town in the Sierra foothills, loves to snow ski, water ski, or camp, or stay in a beautiful lodge. Is that like camping?
Well, it's camping now.
Deanna grew up without mom and dad. She was fortunate to have a few wonderful people in her life that were amazing role models. Her Aunt Ruby taught her love and compassion, made Deanna feel like she was part of the family. This made Deanna realize how important it was to have her own family and caused her to be determined to be the best mother and role model for her own children. She joined Rotary because she wanted to do more in the community and was very fortunate to have Bob and Joy Shapiro, yeah, good job, as role models in adult life. They have shown her that when you give so much, you get so much more in return. The joy and satisfaction we get when we help others is so rewarding, in her own words. We are very fortunate to be living in a place where there's so much opportunity around us that allows us the opportunity to help others. And then lastly, the areas of service that she's interested in is she wants to be helping me on the membership committee. Thank goodness, another recruit that I don't have to do it all. Awesome. And she's also interested in helping on the Spirit Run committee. And in addition, the wheelchair committee, as she also put on here. So good timing on that. All right. Yeah.
Deanna came up to me at TTT and said that she is going to donate 3 hours per week to our public image committee. She has a paid PR person. So that person will assist with our public image committee in posting to our website and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those different social media platforms. So thank you. That is great.
Last, certainly not least, we want to welcome Brianna. My daughter's name is Brianna, so I have to train myself to say it right. When she was young, Deanna, her mom, had her passing out flyers when she was just a youngin', she says, and she worked on and off the team until she left for college. She also worked in restaurants, wineries, and wine bars. Not bad. She taught English online and now works in real estate again with her mom, Deanna. Brianna got her real estate license when she was 18, went to Las Positas, and then transferred to UC Santa Barbara, where she finished her degree. I knew you were going to say that. Go Gaucho. All right. Now she's working in real estate full-time with her mom as her business partner and loves it. She loves her hobbies and interests. She loves yoga, avid traveler. Bill is looking forward to your traveling gifts. I don't know if you've heard about that, but the president, when you travel, you give gifts when you come back. We've kind of forgotten about that. And Bill, we want to get Bill his due here as president. So anyway, that's just on the side there. So she's lived in 5 different countries. She studied Spanish in Madrid, Spain, studied Italian and Renaissance art in Florence, Italy. How nice. After college, she moved to New Zealand and has also lived in Bristol, England. And because she couldn't get a working visa there, she started teaching English online to children in China, naturally. And finally, she's lived in Strasbourg, France, where she was quarantined for the last couple of months before her visa expired and came home. She joined Rotary because she's done volunteer work in the past and loved it. While studying at Las Positas College, she volunteered with 3 different clubs. One of them was the Alpha Gamma Sigma Honor Society, a club which focuses on community service, and this is where her passion for volunteering and helping others grew. Did various types of volunteer work, from being involved in cancer awareness runs to raising money for collecting winter clothes, school supplies for children in need. Also, she's volunteered at an elementary school for 2 years and a kindergarten class, and fell in love with helping children. She loved the feeling of knowing that she was making a positive impact in other people's lives. Although she got distracted for a few years, it feels good to be back, part of a club doing community service. She has also decided to volunteer and help in the Youth Services Committee and help, she says, help Ricky, but help the club bring more people into Rotary. Yes. Anyway, I'm the main point of contact with them. So anyway, she wants to do a presentation at AGS, the Alpha Gamma Sigma Honor Society in Las Positas, and see if some college students there might be interested in expanding their volunteerism with Rotary. So we want to welcome all 3. As a club, we want to tell you we're here for you to celebrate when great things happen and be a support when things are not going so well. So we're kind of like a family. So please, everyone, welcome our 3 great new members.
And thank you, sponsors, for bringing these high-quality women to our group. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to have some announcement right now from PNR. I don't know, is it Darcy or Deb? Who's going to make the announcement? Or I don't know.
Thank you. My name's Sean Henley. I'm from PNR, and it's funny, I've been a member for 2 years now. Darcy back there is my sponsor. When I joined the Pleasanton North Rotary Club, she told me we were the world's greatest club.
Lies, all lies.
So, Diego, it's not too late. You can come down to house tomorrow. Okay? No, I'm just kidding. This is a very cool club. I know half a dozen of you in here. Nice group. First time I've attended one of your meetings. Thanks for letting us attend today. I mean, it's again, beer and pizza. How much better does it get? So, but we are here just to announce that we are having a fundraiser. And during the last year, during the pandemic, it's been very hard to do anything to raise money for our foundation. So on August 7th, which is a Saturday, we are doing a fundraiser at my house in the backyard. And we are looking for people to, attend and have a great time. We're gonna have live music. It's $100 a person. You could do a couple where you save a little bit of money. Couples tickets are $175. We have live music. I was referred by Joe Baroni, a musician who's outstanding. I've listened to him before. And we're gonna have unlimited tacos you can eat. We've got 2 taco stands, 2 trucks set up, music, booze, Mai Tais, margaritas, games. And I just want to say, I've been a longtime member of San Leandro Kiwanis, and whenever we had a function, we would try to go to the other clubs and, reciprocate. So obviously, if you guys have a function in the near future, whether it be a crab feed or whatever you have, Phil, look us up. We'd love to attend. And we'll pass out some of these flyers to each table. And there's a QR code on here. So again, we'd love to have you guys join us. We're all doing the same thing, community service. And thanks for everything you guys do. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Scott. Nancy Harrington, will you come up here and Nancy's going to give us about a 2 or 3 minute update about the scholarship committee and what the good work that this club is doing with all the money that you have raised. Here you go, Nancy.
Thank you. So on your table, you'll see a chart. I don't know if Ricky's going to put that up here too. Anyway, it's a chart that I created when Steve asked me if I wanted to be chairperson of the, and because I kind of want to see what the spread. So you'll see I have the years listed along the left side, and then those given to Amador, Foothill, and then there was Horizon, which changed to Village. And then the total number, and then we started college, junior, and senior scholarships. The money that was budgeted for high schools, the money that's been budgeted for college, junior, senior, and grad students, and then the total budget. So if you take a look at that, you'll see that there has been an enormous amount of fundraising, mostly through our Spirit Run. And so it's due to you and how hard you've worked. And the money that's brought in for college, junior, senior, that's all donated money from club members. That's not from the Spirit Run. But I thought we really wanted to share with you what the statistics are, because this is our #1 focus for money that's raised through the Spirit Run. And along that same idea, and I must remember to give you the name of the people on this committee. Dick Stafford, who's been a member since 2015. Larry Annis, who's been a member since 2014. Steve Merrick since 2000. Mark Tennis, 2016. Jim Hansen, 2016. Bill Evans, 2019. And Dennis Clare, 2021. And actually, we really would like to have a Red Badger on our scholarship committee. So if we have any Red Badgers who are interested, let me know. So the quality of students that we're giving scholarships to are amazing. You know, our focus is on students who don't have a lot of money, who are financially needy. And so when we take a look at the application, which is posted online, there's a small group of us who need to kind of go through and sort through them. So our limit is kind of around $120,000. Well, you live in Pleasanton, you lived here a long time, you know that's kind of tough to live here on $120,000. But most of the candidates that we interview and talk to about our Rotary scholarships, their parents make between $30,000 and $50,000. And so those parents are working 2 and 3 jobs. And for a lot of the students who apply, they're the first person in their family to go to college. So I wanted to bring the letter. I do get wonderful thank you letters. And this one I did put online, but I thought it was worthy of reading aloud. I want to make sure everybody is aware. This one was from Maria Chavez, and she is a junior at UC Berkeley, and her major is psychology. and her GPA is 3.88. She is the first college attendee from her family. She has 3 younger siblings. We did award her a scholarship of $3,000 back in 2019 when she graduated from Amador. Dear Rotary Club of Pleasanton, being selected to receive a $2,500 scholarship for the school year 2021-22, I'm writing to thank you all for funding my education. It has been a blessing, and I'm so thankful for all the support the Rotary Club has provided me. I am a junior at UC Berkeley, majoring in psychology and intending on completing my individual research senior year. Following my graduation in the spring of 2023, I may take a gap year to work and gain experience, and then continue to grad school in my pursuit of becoming a psychologist. I am currently working as a BUILD literacy mentor through work study. I tutor elementary school kids in reading and writing. In terms of clubs, I am a peer counselor to Cal students, making the access to mental health resources accessible. On top of that, I am also part of the Research Social Interactions Lab, where I am a research assistant. I also help the school psychology department, being an advisor, helping students with any concerns they may have about the psych school requirements or classes. So far, college has been great. I have such diverse people and learned about an array of topics. And thanks to the assistance of the Rotary Club, I will be able to go through this school year without taking out any loans. Because of this, I can enjoy my time here and focus on my academics without having to worry about my financial situation. Thank you, Rotary Club, for investing in my education. As a child, I didn't even know about college. And growing up, I didn't consider it an option. Because you all, I am a step closer to accomplishing my dreams. I know what a big impact a group of people can have on an individual's life, because you all have helped me through this journey. Your kindness and generosity is inspiring. Hopefully one day I will be able to help others and give back to the community and make a difference in the lives of others the same way you all do. Thank you, Rotary Club. So I wanted to remind you, our new president of Rotary International, Shekhar Mehta, he wrote a poem, and this is so appropriate. The biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life, to change, to make a difference in the circle of life. If we can reach out with our hand, heart, and soul, the magic will start to happen as the wheel begins to roll. Let's turn the wheel together so all humanity thrives. We have the power and the magic to serve, to change lives. And you do, and we do change lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. So Ginger, past President Ginger, where are you at? I don't see you. Are you ready to introduce today's speaker?
President Bell, fellow Rotarians, I'm very pleased to introduce you to Tim Hunt, a former member of this Rotary Club, is it correct in this step? And he was referred to us by Randy from, Stephen. So, Tim, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Great to see so many. I can't even say old because we all are getting there. Old friends and meet some new folks. So I'm going to need to rip through this if we're going to get done remotely by 1:30. So here goes. So the business model of the media, print, electronic, digital, is all about eyeballs or ears to sell to advertisers to sell a product. That's the core business model. It has been traditionally for print extraordinarily profitable. When Gannett, which is one of the largest newspaper companies, owned Stockton Record back in the 80s and 90s, They were taking 40 cents out of every gross dollar in profit back to corporate. Stockton was a monopoly market. Gannett operated in many, many monopoly markets. But typically the way revenue broke down, I should say, half of it was what you read in the main paper, Macy's, Capwell's, ads like that. And then half of it was classified, which was a real profit center. What has happened over the last 25 plus years, Montgomery Ward's, anyone? Emporium Capwell, Sears, Kmart came apart. That whole model has gone away for many, many. And then the other thing Federated did that really affected newspapers was they branded Macy's across all their stores. They used to have like Marshall Field's in Chicago and these big traditional department stores, and now they all branded them Macy's, which let them go to far more television. Classified, Help Wanted was an extraordinary profit center because it was non-negotiable. So our friends in San Jose, just before the dot-com boom, in Help Wanted alone, now remind you, Help Wanted then looks about like it looks today in terms of just a lot of competition. They did 120 million in that category. My newspaper group, Hayward, Oakland, the Valley, Fremont, we did about 125 wall-to-wall total revenue. You know what they did the next year? Anybody? 20. $100 million poof. Never come back. Because what did it? Craig's. 75 bucks. So as they struggled at one point, for $79, you could get the print newspaper, Yahoo Hot Jobs, and it didn't make a difference. So you can see how revenues for newspapers have utterly cratered. And look at what happened to the magazine world. Anybody still read Time magazine? Sports Illustrated? Newsweek? That business model is gone. Way back in the day, 3 networks, right? Now, cable channels, mix in the cord cutters, which is why every major company in that space has their streaming service, right? Hulu, Peacock, all that, to try to get to the millennials. And of course, DVRs have been great. The one place most people don't do DVRs is sports, and so that's why sports rights fees are going like this in terms of what they're paying for. So what we're seeing across the country, newspapers is, newsrooms are 10 to 11%. So when the Mercury was rolling in it, they had 400 people in the newsroom. They had foreign bureaus. Newsroom head count is off 47% in 10 years. And where we see that is when I was running the Herald, we're covering everything from Contra Costa County and Martinez. We had a strong bureau with 3 or 4 people in San Joaquin County. And here, I had 16 reporters. Bob Gold at the Valley Times had 1 or 2 more than I did. I think the count here now is 2 in the East Bay Times. So it's just had a devastating effect. Where it hasn't hurt is local news on television. You think KTVU went from 4.5 hours of local news programming to 9.5? They're minting money, or they'd never do that. Social media, newspapers made a fundamental mistake. They said, all we care about is the eyeballs, which traditionally would work. And it turns out Google and then Facebook scooped up all the digital advertising, particularly with Google on the search engine. that they paid nothing for. Our friends at the Weekly, that's what you've seen a real strong effort to get people to be members for $10 a month or more. They just don't have enough revenue. If you look at the paper, you can see our real estate friends in there most weeks, but there's very little additional revenue. And I remember the days when there were 2 sections, 48 pages, and now 24 is a big paper. For editors, it's a real challenge because print newspaper readers look like most of the 60s, 70s and ups in this room, my friends, my age group. And the advertisers want the millennials. They want that 25 to 55. What's it done to news? All news forever has been through the filter of the editor and the reporter. That's not news. The change we've seen in my lifetime, basically, if you go back and look, there were conservative papers, there were liberal papers, and it went through the whole thing, the editorial page and the news coverage. And you really didn't have any diversity at the network level. Today, we're living in info bubbles in this country. I mean, if you listen to conservative media, you have one worldview. If you listen to more liberal media, you have an entirely different worldview, and they don't crisscross much. Which makes, and then you mix in social media, in my word, just flat out censoring stuff they don't like. And of course, they won't tell you why they do that, but they flat out do it. The biggest change for me has been AP, Associated Press. That's a co-op, which means every entity that's a part of it is a cooperative. And historically, they had to keep publishers happy. And that ranged from Floyd Sparks, who I worked for, very, very conservative, to C.K. McClatchy, Sacramento Bee, Fresno Bee, Modesto Bee, very, very liberal. And they had to hit the midpoint for both of them. And they did. Today, AP puts out stuff that I would hesitate to put in an opinion column as a news story. And what happened is you have all the publishers get old, sell out to corporations. And the corporations did not have that interest at all. Their interest was strictly bottom line. And so they, the J schools went off and we have what we have today. I rarely, when I ran the Herald, allowed an unnamed source because libel law at the time, if we said something with an unnamed source about somebody, they sued us for libel. And we could not produce that source. The judge was free to say, you made it up, pay him. And so you were very, very careful about unnamed sources. If you look at the amount of unnamed sources we see today in publications and on television and radio, it's unbelievable. I mean, think of all that Russia collusion from Adam Schiff and our friend Eric Swalwell, and no one ever held them to account. Okay, where is it, Adam? Where is it? You said you have the proof. And for the most part, he has not been held to account. And as far as I know, he made it up, or somebody just said it to him. Talked about that. If you have read about the Steele dossier and the FBI and their misuse of the surveillance system, and then seen how little of that got reported on one side versus on the other side, that's why we're in info bubbles. And social media flat out censored. The New York Post in October when it reported on Hunter Biden's laptop. Just shut down the accounts. Yeah. All right. I think I'm ripping through this and yeah, let's do some questions if anybody has any. Yes, sir. Yeah, the nonprofits have a chance. I routinely look at Cal Matters, which is a state nonprofit. I'm a huge fan of Dan Walters, and he's straight and does a good job. So I think it's really a work in progress as people are trying to figure out what may make some sense, because the economic model no longer makes sense. Yes, sir.
So, my name is James Storch. So, in your opinion, where is the best source to get an unbiased, balanced opinion?
Yeah. So I think the question was, where do I think is the best source to get unbiased? And yeah, I think in today's world, the best you can do is listen to both sides and try to figure out, okay, the truth may lie somewhere in the middle, because there's way too much spin. What? I am not familiar enough with that to give you a good comment. Leah back there. Education, higher education in particular, tends to be, if you look at any survey, it's very liberal. And so the J schools, what they've lost is the historic standards. And Bob Silva came in with a Cal hat today. As a Cal grad who was there in the aftermath of the free speech movement, I'm horrified that Janet Napolitano is putting in safe zones and trigger words at the birthplace of the free speech movement, because from my point of view, I don't see anything on a college campus, for the most part, that encourages discourse. It's our way or the highway, and that is really a sad development. Yes, ma'am. That's a great question, because occasionally fact checkers get it right. The Washington Post has their Pinocchio deal, and they called out the president on a couple of things that he was just dead wrong on.
Which president?
The current one. He said Jim Crow in relation to the Georgia election law, which is dead wrong. So sources like that, what is the Snopes? I mean, you can, because there's not much. I mean, the challenge is there's no horsepower in terms of people power behind most of it, because there's no money. And that's the real challenge. And I will add one thing in a crazy sort of way. So I talked about ownership cycles. So family owned, corporate owned, and now we're seeing rich family owned again. So if you look, Bezos owns the Washington Post. Regardless of what you think of him or his politics, they are a much more robust newsroom today, under his ownership than they were under the Grahams. And I think you'll find that. I mean, Benioff bought Time. Benioff has enough money. He's got some wonderful charity work, Salesforce CEO, but he's got enough money to push a bunch in. And that's true of some others. And if we get some balance, so they're not all liberal points of view, you get some conservative points of view, we might actually get a vibrant journalism field back, because there'll be people that can support it, or the nonprofit model.
Thank you, Jim. Apologies for for the abbreviated presentation, but given the circumstances, today was very important that we honor Nancy.
I was delighted to be here for that.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. So reminder, next week is a 5th week, which means that we don't have a lunch meeting and we will be meeting socially. It will be at my home and I will be sending an invitation out to each of you through Club Runner on Monday or Tuesday next week. Thanks for being here. Meeting adjourned. Oh, wait, sorry, I did it too quick. Dennis Clare is gonna try to give away some money.
Yeah, everybody put their trash in the trash, can, please. Bill,
Yes,
ask everyone to take their trash and put it in the trash can as they leave.
everybody, please put your trash in the trash can so Ricky doesn't have to pick it up.
Thank you.
Okay, Dennis, Ricky and you. Can I have the number? All right, I'm just in the interest of saving time, I'm gonna read the numbers. The first opportunity to win, it's $33 too. 0840, 0840. That wasn't too far. Did you get a red one? Okay. 0835. We have 0835 in the room? Doesn't look like it.
I'll make an announcement. Tropical Paradise fundraiser, August 7th. You don't have to be a club member to join. If you guys are taking a flyer, get somebody else taking over that.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. 0812. All right, Grandpa's got it right up here in the front.
Jim got it.